So Bitcoin these days,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who isn't watching? It's not just, your grandma's digital gold anymore. Things are changing fast.
Yeah, it's wild.
It really is.
It is. And we're going to, dive deep today
Yeah.
into a recent episode of Unfiltered Chat from January 23rd, 2025.
Oh, cool.
We're going to unpack some major developments, everything from like meme coin madness to the evolution of Bitcoin's role in, the whole decentralized finance world, and even, get this, even a touch of AI. So buckle up. This is going to be a wild ride. What really struck me, like what's captivating, is how Bitcoin is breaking free from that, that kind of digital gold narrative. This source really paints this picture of like a dynamic ecosystem where, Bitcoin is like a platform for innovation,
Right.
not just, this static asset that people are like hoarding.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we'll start with, something that grabbed everyone's attention, right?
Wait.
It's almost too bizarre to believe, but here we are.
Yeah.
The Trump meme coin explosion. It's like unbelievable.
It's like we're watching a real-time experiment in like virality and market psychology. You've got Trump coin, launched by, the former president himself, and it just shot to like the #2 spot among meme coins.
Crazy.
Within like 24 to 36 hours, a market cap of like $13-14 billion. That's not like monopoly money.
No.
It's like real money. And then you've got Melania Trump releasing her own meme coin.
Oh my God.
Adding like another layer of intrigue to the whole saga.
Wow. Yeah. So one Twitter user reportedly turned a $1 million gamble into a $149 million windfall. Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Oh man, that's insane.
That is insane. But it does remind me a lot of like the Haley Walls situation. Is this another one of those cases where meme coin just shoots to the moon and then potentially crashes back down to earth?
Oh yeah. I mean, the parallels are like definitely there.
Yeah.
And this episode of Unfiltered Chat really like emphasizes that these meme coins are not investment assets.
Yeah.
In like the traditional sense. It's more like, digital speculation, like high stakes gambling with unpredictable outcomes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a casino.
It really is.
But with that kind of money sloshing around,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder, right? Like, could some of these meme coin profits actually be channeled towards charitable causes? What do you think about that?
That's an interesting question they raised.
Yeah.
Especially considering, the scale of these meme coin markets.
Right.
It's almost like a new form of like digital philanthropy.
Interesting.
Even though the volatility makes it like a risky proposition.
Yeah, for sure.
To say the least.
All right. Well, let's shift gears from the meme coin frenzy for a minute.
Okay.
And dive into something that has the potential to like fundamentally change how we use Bitcoin. The TAP protocol.
Yeah.
And what I understand, this goes way beyond just like buying and holding, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So TAP protocol is enabling this whole new level of functionality, like directly on the Bitcoin blockchain. We're talking about smart contracts, decentralized exchanges, even bridges to like other blockchains. And all of this without having to wrap or bridge your Bitcoin,
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
So this sounds like, a direct challenge to platforms like Ethereum and Solana. But I can already hear like the skeptics in my head being like, wait, how is that even possible on Bitcoin? Like, it's always been about like security and scarcity, not this kind of DeFi action.
Right. And that's like the misconception that Unfiltered Chat tackles head on. They explain like how TAP achieved all of this by cleverly leveraging other layer 1 blockchains, like for instance ICP, as co-processes. And that enables like these really fast and inexpensive transactions directly on Bitcoin. So they compared it to, the Runes protocol's recent airdrop, which, ended up incurring these massive fees due to its, limitations in its design. And TAP's multi-send feature, on the other hand, can handle like batch transactions with incredible efficiency.
Wow. So you're saying CAP unlocks all of these new possibilities, but it's still staying true to like Bitcoin's core values. It's more functionality without sacrificing security.
That seems to be the argument, yeah.
Yeah.
By streamlining Bitcoin DeFi, TAP potentially opens the door for, wider adoption, more liquidity, and even like greater incentives for miners. It's like they're expanding the Bitcoin universe without like altering its fundamental laws of physics.
I like that analogy a lot. And speaking of expanding the universe, this next concept is like truly mind-bending, creating entirely new asset classes unique to Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
This is where digital matter theory, or DMT, comes in. So can you explain that?
Yeah, so DMT essentially allows developers to generate assets by tapping into like the historical data of the Bitcoin blockchain. Think of it like kind of like digital archaeology. Every time a block is mined, new assets with like unique properties can be created alongside, Bitcoin itself. So it's not just about Bitcoin anymore. It's like this whole ecosystem of digital assets built upon its foundation.
So where does that even lead? I mean, this is getting pretty complex.
Yeah, it's where things get really fascinating.
Okay.
And Unfiltered Chat touches on like the idea of, digital commodities with specific properties. They even like hint at the possibility of AI swarms powered by Bitcoin. We're not just talking about like simple bots here. Imagine swarms of AI agents working collaboratively, each with its own knowledge base. It's a level of AI complexity we haven't really encountered before.
This is where my brain starts to melt a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, it's a lot. But before we completely fry our circuits, let's move on to a topic that's maybe a little bit more grounded, right? How governments and regulations are like reacting to this rapidly evolving Bitcoin landscape.
Yeah, good idea.
So what's the latest from Unfiltered Chat?
Okay, so one major development they highlight is the overturning of the Tornado Cash sanction by a U.S. district court in Texas.
Oh, interesting.
So this sets like a significant legal precedent for, the whole DeFi space.
Right.
As it essentially protects protocols from being sanctioned based on, how they're used.
So that's a huge win for like DeFi advocates, right?
Definitely, yeah. It seems like a victory for the idea of decentralization itself.
Yeah. But there's a catch, right?
There is. So despite the overturned sanctions, Alexei Pritsev, one of the developers associated with Tornado Cash, still remains in custody.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of a reminder that the fight for, DeFi freedom is far from over.
Yeah, it sounds like this whole thing is like a high-stakes chess game.
Oh, yeah.
Between governments and like this emerging technology.
For sure.
So what else is on their radar in 2025, according to Unfiltered Chat?
They point to two major narratives driving the conversation: Bitcoin reserves and tokenization.
Okay.
So, we're talking about like the possibility of countries and even individual U.S. states holding Bitcoin as like a strategic reserve asset.
Right.
Much like gold. Several Republican-led states are exploring this, and there's even like chatter about Switzerland potentially making a move. Pretty wild stuff.
It's huge. That would be like a seismic shift in global finance.
Yeah, totally.
But can you imagine like the impact on developing countries if wealthy nations start, hoarding Bitcoin? It feels like it could create like a whole new level of economic disparity.
Yeah, I mean, Unfiltered Chat acknowledges those concerns for sure.
Right.
And it's a debate that's only going to intensify as more players, enter the game.
Right. On the flip side, we have tokenization, which is essentially bringing real-world assets like stocks, bonds, real estate onto the blockchain. It's a big idea, but, I mean, can it actually work?
Well, Matthew Rozak predicts a $500 billion market in 2025.
Wow.
But there are like doubts about whether, open blockchains can actually handle that level of complexity.
Right. Yeah, it does sound like a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, a little bit. So they seem to think that the real potential for tokenization actually lies within the realm of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs.
Oh, okay.
A controlled environment like that could make it much more viable.
Interesting. So the future of tokenization might actually hinge on the adoption of CBDCs.
Potentially.
Which adds another layer of complexity to the whole equation.
Definitely.
It feels like we're on the verge of like this massive economic transformation, but no one really knows how it's all going to play out.
Exactly. And Unfiltered Chat reminds us that, this is all happening against the backdrop of like this ongoing economic uncertainty.
Right.
We have the upcoming FOMC meeting where Jerome Powell will, decide on interest rates that could have like major ripple effects on Bitcoin and the entire like crypto market.
Right. I mean, the market's always on edge when it comes to, interest rate decisions.
Oh, yeah.
So any predictions on what Powell might do? What do they think in the episode?
Well, Unfiltered Chat doesn't really offer any crystal ball gazing, but they did highlight, a statement by Larry Fink,
Okay.
BlackRock's CEO, right? And he's suggesting that inflation could push Bitcoin to $700,000.
$700,000 Bitcoin. I don't know if that's exhilarating or terrifying.
Yeah, that's a bold claim,
That is a bold.
to say the least. And, it leaves us wondering if it's like an informed prediction or an attempt to, influence the market.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like we're going to need to keep a close eye on BlackRock's moves.
For sure.
Okay. Now, on a slightly less optimistic note, Unfiltered Chat also touched on a case of wash trading
Oh, right.
by a company called Crypto CLS Global in the UAE. They were fined like almost $450,000 for, artificially inflating their trading volume and deceiving investors.
Wow.
Yeah, not good.
I'm not good.
It's a reminder that, even in this decentralized world, there are still like bad actors out there
Yeah.
who are trying to game the system.
Absolutely.
So hopefully this penalty, sends a clear message that market manipulation won't be tolerated.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So on a more positive note, though, Unfiltered Chat ended their segment by highlighting the launch of the AI SEAL certification program in Dubai,
Oh, cool.
which aims to promote like ethical and transparent AI development.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's encouraging to see initiatives like this, emerging as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
Definitely.
So it sounds like Dubai is really positioning itself as a hub for responsible AI innovation, which is a stark contrast to some of the more like dystopian narratives surrounding AI.
Oh, yeah.
But
Absolutely.
before we get too carried away with either optimism or pessimism, let's take a breath and kind of regroup for a second. We've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
from like meme coin mania to the complexities of Bitcoin DeFi, and even touched upon the ethical considerations surrounding AI.
Yeah, a lot to process.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
And Unfiltered Chat has definitely given us like a glimpse into a world that's changing at breakneck speed.
Sure.
It's clear that Bitcoin is evolving, beyond its original scope, but the question remains: is it evolving into the peer-to-peer electronic cash system that Satoshi Nakamoto originally envisioned?
Right.
Or is it becoming something entirely different? I guess we'll have to delve deeper into that question in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening so far.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Bitcoin.
In part one, we explored some truly groundbreaking developments in the Bitcoin space, everything from like the unexpected surge of meme coins
Right.
to the emergence of these Bitcoin DeFi platforms like Tap Protocol.
Yeah. We even touched on like the potential of AI swarms powered by Bitcoin. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's clear that Bitcoin is evolving beyond, its initial purpose as digital gold.
Right.
But what does that mean for its future?
It feels like we're at a crossroads. Bitcoin was originally envisioned as this like decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash system,
Right.
like a true alternative to traditional currencies.
Yeah, Satoshi Nakamoto's vision, outlined in the Bitcoin white paper, really focused on creating this system that was free from, government control and the pitfalls of centralized finance. For many years, Bitcoin was primarily seen as a store of value,
Right.
a digital gold that offered protection against inflation.
Right. Right.
But with the advent of technologies like Tap Protocol,
Yeah.
and this whole concept of digital matter theory, Bitcoin's potential is expanding far beyond, its original scope.
So it's not just about buying and holding anymore.
Exactly. We're witnessing a paradigm shift. Bitcoin is no longer just this like passive asset.
Right.
It's an active platform for, innovation and value creation. It's evolving into something akin to like a digital nation state with its own economy, infrastructure, even like a burgeoning tech sector.
That's a powerful analogy, and it raises some questions, right? Like, how will this digital nation state interact with the existing nation states of the physical world, right? Will governments, embrace Bitcoin's growing influence, Or will they try to, regulate it and control it?
I mean, that remains to be seen. The regulatory landscape is constantly like shifting, and governments are still, figuring out how to approach this decentralized and borderless technology. The overturning of the tornado cash sanction in the U.S. was a victory for, DeFi advocates.
Yeah.
But the ongoing detention of Alexei Pertsev really highlights the tension between, the ideals of decentralization and the realities of government oversight.
It's like a delicate balancing act.
Yeah.
Governments, I think they have a legitimate interest in preventing illicit activities.
Right.
But overly restrictive regulations could stifle innovation and undermine the core principles of Bitcoin.
Precisely. Finding that balance is going to be crucial for the future of Bitcoin and its relationship with existing financial systems. Now, let's dive a little deeper into the economic implications of these Bitcoin advancements. One of the most intriguing developments is this whole concept of Bitcoin reserves.
Right. We touched on this earlier that countries and even individual U.S. states are exploring the possibility of holding Bitcoin as part of their strategic reserves alongside, traditional assets like gold.
Right. Imagine the impact on global finance if this becomes like widespread.
Yeah.
It would be a monumental shift. It would, signify like a major acceptance of Bitcoin as a legitimate store of value on a national level.
But as we discussed, there are ethical considerations too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, could the rise of Bitcoin reserves actually exacerbate global wealth inequality? Will developing countries be left behind in this new digital economy?
Those are crucial questions that need careful consideration.
For sure, and the debate becomes even more complex with the emergence of tokenization.
Yeah.
Which has the potential to revolutionize how we own and trade assets.
Right. Tokenization could democratize access to investment opportunities and create more efficient markets.
Yeah.
But there are there are technical challenges to overcome. The Unfiltered Chat hosts expressed some skepticism about tokenizing real-world assets on open blockchains. Their suggestion was that tokenization might be more successful within the framework of CBDCs,
right?
As they offer a more controlled environment.
So it seems like we're constantly facing this trade-off,
Yeah.
right? The openness and decentralization of Bitcoin versus the control and regulation of traditional finance.
Right. Which path will lead to a more equitable and inclusive financial system?
That's the question.
That's the question at the heart of this whole discussion. And while we don't have all the answers, exploring these complexities is vital. And beyond the economic implications, it's essential to consider the broader societal impact of these Bitcoin advancements.
Right? Like, how will it impact people's lives?
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the most compelling aspects is the potential for Bitcoin to empower individuals and communities.
Yeah.
By offering, an alternative to traditional financial institutions.
Sure.
It can give people more control over their finances and reduce their reliance on intermediaries.
Right. So it's about giving people more freedom and autonomy.
Exactly. And this is particularly relevant in regions with, limited access to traditional banking services.
Yeah.
Or where financial systems are unstable. Bitcoin can provide a lifeline, offering financial inclusion and autonomy.
And with the rise of Bitcoin DeFi, individuals can access this wider range of financial services like lending, borrowing, trading, all without relying on banks or centralized institutions.
Exactly. It's a powerful concept that could, reshape the global financial landscape. But it's not without its challenges.
There's not, yeah.
Ensuring inclusivity and accessibility is crucial.
Right.
We need to make sure that the benefits of Bitcoin and DeFi reach everyone.
Right, not just a select few.
Not just, the privileged few. Exactly. Yeah. Education and awareness are key. People need need the knowledge and the skills to navigate this this new digital economy. It's like we're all pioneers
Yeah.
in this uncharted territory.
Absolutely. I like that analogy.
And that's where platforms like Unfiltered Chat play a vital role,
Right.
fostering these open and honest discussions about the complexities and implications of this technology. These conversations are essential as we navigate the uncharted territory of Bitcoin and its potential impact on our future.
Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From meme coins to Bitcoin DeFi and even, that potential for Bitcoin reserves and tokenization.
It's like we've taken a whirlwind tour of the entire Bitcoin ecosystem.
Yeah, it really is.
And now in this last segment, we'll delve into a topic that feels both futuristic and strangely familiar.
Mm.
The intersection of Bitcoin and artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how these two seemingly separate worlds are starting to collide.
It really is.
We already touched on those AI swarms powered by Bitcoin.
Right.
Sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Unfiltered Chat made it clear that this is becoming a reality.
It's not just about simple AI bots automating tasks.
Right.
We're talking about swarms of intelligent agents working collaboratively, each with its own knowledge base,
Yeah.
Creating a level of complexity we haven't really seen before.
Yeah, it makes you wonder about the very definition of intelligence.
And the potential impact on society as a whole.
Right.
It's almost like we're on the verge of creating a new form of life.
Yeah.
This digital intelligence that exists alongside our own.
Totally.
What happens to jobs, to creativity, even our sense of humanity.
Right.
When AI reaches that level of sophistication.
Well, Unfiltered Chat touched on some of those concerns, especially in light of President Trump's announcement of, the Stargate AI initiative.
Right.
A $500 billion investment in, artificial intelligence research.
Wow.
With the goal of achieving artificial superintelligence. That's a term that's been debated for decades.
Right.
Often with a mix of excitement and fear.
It definitely raises the stakes.
Yeah.
Are we talking about a future where AI surpasses human intelligence, in every way? Is that a future we should even be striving for?
I mean, the ethical and societal implications are immense, and Unfiltered Chat doesn't shy away from those questions. They mentioned a troubling incident involving a young developer working on data labeling for OpenAI.
Oh.
Allegations surrounding his death raised serious concerns about the potential for AI to be misused.
It's a stark reminder that technology is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
That can be used for good or for ill.
Right.
And the intentions of those wielding it, matter more than ever. It's like we're handing over immense power to something we don't fully understand.
Yeah, that's why initiatives like the AI SEAL certification program in Dubai are so important.
Right.
They're trying to establish ethical guidelines and promote responsible AI development.
Right.
It's a step in the right direction, but we need global cooperation to ensure that AI benefits humanity as a whole.
So how does Bitcoin fit into all of this? It seems like these two technologies, Bitcoin and AI, are converging in these unexpected ways.
Yeah, on the one hand, Bitcoin provides this decentralized and secure foundation for AI applications.
Right.
The TAP protocol with its, smart contract capabilities and unique approach to co-processing could open up a whole new world of possibilities.
Imagine AI powered applications running on the Bitcoin blockchain. It could revolutionize everything from finance to healthcare to education.
Right. And on the flip side, AI can enhance the functionality and efficiency of the Bitcoin network itself. Think of AI algorithms optimizing mining operations, strengthening security, even personalizing user experiences.
Right.
Within Bitcoin DeFi applications.
Like a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, it is.
Each technology amplifies the strengths of the other. But as we've discussed, both Bitcoin and AI come with their own set of challenges and ethical dilemmas.
Right. We need to be mindful of potential misuse, bias, unintended consequences.
Right.
The goal should be to empower individuals, not control or exploit them. It's a balancing act, just like finding the right balance between, innovation and regulation.
It feels like we're entering this new era, one where technology is reshaping the very fabric of our society.
It really is.
It's exciting, it's daunting, and it's unfolding right before our eyes.
Absolutely. Unfiltered Chat has given us a glimpse into this rapidly evolving landscape.
Yeah.
We've seen the potential for both incredible progress and potential pitfalls. Ultimately, the future we create will depend on the choices we make today.
Well, this deep dive has been a journey of discovery, exploring the complex and often contradictory forces shaping the world of Bitcoin and beyond.
We hope it sparked your curiosity and equipped you with the knowledge to navigate this exciting and challenging terrain.
So stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay curious. The future is being written right now, and we all have a role to play.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.